Part 2 ending of Making the Call, Part 1 down below. While I was at work this evening, S18 tore into his mother tonight over the party tonight and me not being allowed to attend. He basically told her he was tired of her acting like a damn kid throwing a temper tantrum. The story goes that her BFF had not called her to come to party when she was ready to go. W blamed me for presenting drama to BFF and my friend, so this was the reason. He told her maybe their kids were the issue, or maybe there were other reasons besides me. He told W to quit blaming me for everything and to get her head out of the past. These 3 weeks have been fantastic and everyone can see the positive changes in me. She had shocked look, he said. Her co-workers have even begun to tell her she is being a selfish bee and siding with me. She wanted change. It is there, be happy and accept it. Don't push it away. Her words this morning. She started to walk out of house to escape their yelling argument. He told her to keep walking since she planned to leave anyway. How could he support her when she was looking for excuses? Lot more besides this. He called me later crying, afraid he may ruin any chance I had. I told him, yes, if this was enough to cause her to walk, she was leaving anyway. She went to a casino to smoke and calm down after I called her to assure her our son was all right. She went to her party, still there. No one is going to the bar. Simple fireworks and food, minor drinking. 10:30 p.m. my time and she is still there. I figure she will be there till 1 a.m. or so. I went with my oldest S21 to his wife's family BBQ, ate a good meal, had 2 beers, and enjoyed myself. My son and I were never close until he turned 18. He is really watching out for me and we have truly bonded. Great time as we both watched fireworks, talked about situation, and had good drinking time. I am actually at peace tonight. I pray it continues. Someone asked why I was getting apartment if money is tight. We are fine financially. Wife makes more than me now because of 30-hour limits by my job due to Obamacare. Therefore, she can afford to manage the home. My pay will manage it, but there would be no extras. We are still working together as a team on money matters at this time. Separate accounts, but each can do transactions if needed for emergency. Together we can afford this setup without crippling us. She knows if she screws me, she will lose the kids, me, and even friends. Part of her conflict is that several friends support her, mom and other man-haters, recently divorced, while many do not. Had one of those conversations with my wife last night. Told her if she really felt about me like she said she did, her car was right there and she should hit the road. She was gone for 20 minutes. She is in a fog for sure, willing to throw her whole family away. She is so lost it isn't funny. She says she does not deserve me. I still love my wife and I deserve her when she is loving, caring and fulfilling her role. I am getting tougher each day. Emotions are settling down and I can now think clearly. Boys and I are now planning for when wife may leave. While today was decent. Walls were down, but not many smiles. Relaxing all the less. Talked over money. She feels right now that after I get moved and all joint account funds, she should get to keep money since we both have similar potential of savings showing on budget program. Yeah, right. The boys are freaking pissed now. They feel she is going back on her word to me and them about not screwing me over while trying to work this crap out. Am I worried about her really meaning to screw me over? Of course, can't trust her right now. I do think it really is an oversight since she has never handled the budget before. All I am asking for is half. I think she is wanting it all so she can go on her trip to Texas to see her ailing grandmother. Which is stupid because I told her in the beginning I would help her out if she did not screw me. How in the heck do you deal with people in this type of selfish BS fog? The boys and I crunched numbers and ensured I will be alright if she screws me over. The problem is in unforeseen high-dollar expenses. The agreement is that we help each other pay medical bills, help on all major expenses, like we always have. She has told the boys she would help me if my car broke down or needed other unforeseen emergency expenses. She knows we are going to talk about the money. If she wants to agree, well, it will be ugly for all the family. Side note, we are preppers in a way. Another reason I am doing all to save home. She told S18 yesterday that she would help me even if she was with another man. The man would just have to understand that she would drop everything to be there if I needed her or requested her. This goes hand in hand with her statement weeks ago that if she wanted me home and she would tell any guy that it was the way it would be or he could leave or die. The boys would have no respect for the man, so you can guess their mindset on the guy being there. I live in Oklahoma, so you all know about our little tornado problems. If storms are coming, she wants me out of apartment and home so we can watch, chase the storms together because we make a good team. These are statements that baffle me, trying to figure out where I don't move. She is playing nice today on phone. She is at BFF parents' home celebrating BFF birthday. Funny thing about this, turns out BFF has another lady friend that is her BFF. This is why my W could not go over early the other day when she was blaming me. She is at a party tonight. Both boys are working tonight. Best time to get all together is possible tomorrow evening and most likely mon or twos. I guess I am looking defeated because I am still kind of deflated from this whole mess. Each day I am getting stronger, matter about what she is doing, and just want my life back. With or without her. I know the boys will stick with me if she leaves. I do fear for their relationship with their mother. It's as natural to care. Update after talks and my 7-page letter on how I felt pissed her off at times. Not much different, but at least I know where we stand and know I do have a better than slim fighting chance. Basically, as my S21 put it, she pushed the screw it button and destroyed the marriage. She wants to see if we can rebuild the marriage. We already have a head start due to good memories, but we both need to make changes in ourselves. She has to learn to forget the past. This is the big hurdle for her. She wants to be out from under my thumb, per se. She likes the new me but is skeptical because it came about so quickly, after all these years. She is hoping it sticks. She still does not know if she can ever be in love and we can are, but she wants to give it a good shot. She is very scared though. Time will tell. When her walls come down, she can feel the love and it scares her, so up they go. Still does not want to do too much too soon as far as special events, nice restaurants, dancing, etc. I do feel this will change quickly. Another post will explain. We will see each other 2-5 times a week, from 10 minutes visits to afternoon-long visits. Some days may be all day, her statement. Still see cats and son is pleased and do laundry and borrow what I need as needed. I will still have keys to everything. No affairs before or now. We will stay 100% exclusive, and she told the boys she knew they would leave her if she broke this promise. Realizes he with BFF, but as stated earlier that has cooled down now that BFF has a new friend, so she is busy. D, we have finally got me a wedding ring. She is glad as well as I am. We did find one to replace this cheap one for our renewed vows if we get back together. That one we slipped on my finger and she became emotionally very quickly. She stated it was a good emotion. A woman accidentally rubbed her breasts on me at the store and my W about came apart. Thankfully my sons cooled her down. I have never seen her act this way before. She has made comments but no actions. I am still moving out, but legal papers are drawn so she can't sell house or move anyone into home W. Oh, my consent. Even though her friends tell her no bonding, she wants to, but she does get anxiety over it. They say she is giving me mixed signals. I told her to quit listening to them. We do not hate each other, I know what is going on, and besides we are married still, and if we want to sleep together for pleasure, let's use each other instead of having affairs. She agrees, just her dumb friends getting involved. All D are admitted cheaters in bad relations. I do expect the bonding to cool down when I move for a while, but she really likes the new me even in the bedroom. She says she will tell me her fantasies over time. Since we have always been honest on money, joint accounts, and such, she agreed to both of us being able to view both parties' financial budgets if either party felt the other was being screwing the other over financially. Part of trust and one less thing for us to worry about. This is a big step on protecting myself from being screwed. All money must be accounted for and we still plan to assist each other as needed. My retirement is mine and all life insurance policies stay to each other or goes to kids. As of now they all go to her and I with kids as auxiliary beneficiaries. She still has anxiety on fleeing if I push too much, she says, but she does love the attention I give her. I know she was starved here as well. In summary, she described the situation of possible are this way. We have a 1,000,000-piece puzzle of a fireworks show picture. I am putting the corners of the puzzle together while she sees nearly 1,000,000 similar pieces and she has no clue on where or how to start. I told her we have time, but we do this together one piece at a time. Her statement was if a divorce ever came about. If she found another man, he would be in my shadow. She admits that she knows she could be alone her whole life and that scares her to the core. She knows I would be there, but she does not know if she could live with me again. Too much damage. In time the pain may go away and she will be able to let me come home. She does not want to be alone her whole life, but her religious beliefs do not allow her to even file for divorce over this. She knows she can't be with another man, woman unless I allow her or she is breaking one of God's big rules. I know I would grant a divorce if I came to realize I have no chance and she had an interest in someone later on down the road, year or so. I do want us to be happy together, but I do want her to be happy. Divorce is not even in our discussions. It upsets both of us very much and we are not even considering it. At this time, we are calling this a location separation. We are married still, physically involved, and still care deeply for each other. She needs space to feel like she is no longer under my control and to see if my changes are real or fake. Tuesday was a hard day as we began packing stuff for my move. Some laughs but some tearful hard moments. I had some roses delivered to our home in the afternoon. I told her to dress up nice for we were going out at 5 p.m. She smiled and coyly played the what's the secret game. Note I never ever dressed up much after year 3 of marriage. We didn't go places and I quit being spontaneous. Firstborn came about and began working 10-hour shifts. Classic beta attack began when I started out as alpha. We got dressed up and drove 50 miles to a steakhouse OKC I always wanted to go to, but never did. We both love steak and she was nervous but happy for I never told her where we were going. When being seated I asked her smoking or non-smoking. This floored her for she knows I hate sitting and smoke while eating. Non-smoking it was because she hates smoking while eating. I sat next to her in the booth, always sat across from her before, which surprised her. We left and headed back to our town then I said night is not over and we went to movies. After, we went home and watched a little TV and off to bed we went. As she was settling down, I began to neck heavily. At one point she stopped and said, "What are we doing?" I told her I was necking and I would not do anything that she did not want me to. This is where I found out about her friends saying no to bonding, and I explained my opinion. We continued and eventually did the deed. The point is that I was in charge the whole time and I enjoyed it. I know it frightened her some, but she did enjoy it. I think what scared her is this is how I used to be over 20 years ago when she fell in love with me. Now she is having mixed emotions. This morning she stated it was a great day and wonderful evening. Her walls were way up and she asked me to not do what I did as far as surprising her with dates too much. It is too soon for her. I know she is dealing with her emotions. I do not want to scare her away, but it did feel good to be in charge again. Her allowing me to drive her for dinner is a date in her terms. This was not allowed even a week ago. Is she allowing me? Yes, but I am dictating pace and pushing the boundaries for recovery. This she never expected, therefore I am in control of that. There are more allowances from her than I ever expected at this point. Second best goal is not what I want, but I know several marriages fall to the style after separations for a couple of years until the spouse can learn to trust the other spouse enough. They are completely up to the point of move-in, but they just can't get past that part. Both parties continue the marriage just with two homes. The spouses basically live in one home most of the time, but if the wayward spouse gets antsy, the other spouse goes home for a few days. My parents did this for nearly a year after they are my dad an affair, and my mother could never fully are. I know several older couples who have done this as well. It truly is an older remedy from the 50s through the 70s. I look at it as the final stage of R if it is what makes my W learn to trust. I have fully and completely changed. I got my wedding ring today. My W placed it on my finger. First jewelry in over 22 years. We both got emotional. She did say it was important for her as well. She no longer is telling people we are separated, and she has doubts of R now. It is location separated, but we are working on R. I understand that most people suspected an affair. The year with her BFF has even ended. My W has spent more of her free time with me over these past 5 weeks than she had in 6 months. My wife never cheated. No evidence of any sort has been found. The separation is due to her not hitting me with a frying pan a little, since I did not notice, pick up, or listen to her telltale signs and words. I neglected her in so many ways it simply turned her off to me. We failed each other, but we are striving to reconnect and rebuild our marriage. I must conquer her walls so her doubts will go away. After that she will fall back in love with me. It is there. Got more stuff for my move, including queen-size bed. That is hard looking at how large the bed is for one person. Relations have been good. More positive words, even with her friends. She told her mother we are trying to work it out. It will take time. Her mother has never liked me, like most mother-in-laws. W is telling me most of her friends have noticed incredible changes and they are supporting us getting back together as well. Her BFF is actually telling her I am trying, and she now supports us getting back together as well. My wife discussed my ed issue with her BFF is nurse in DX office. They are getting me some Viagra to try out when W is ready for more bonding. We actually discussed renewing vows and our honeymoon. We never had one. Only 3 real vacations in 25 years when we get through this separation. I have lost 43 pounds in 3 months. I have lost 5 inches from waist. I am now 242 pounds at 5 feet 7. She asked me this morning to buy her a new swimsuit for when we go swimming. I said I would only if I get to see her in it at the lake this summer. She agreed. This was not going to happen 2 weeks ago. She wants to start walking and spending time at the track with me when I move out. More time for talking and being social. She has always told me I must call before coming over. Talking about that today, she did say she still wanted that, at least in the beginning. She feels she will allow more visits than we first thought. The doubts are all about trust now. I know I may never get that trust fully back, but this man is doing all he can. She agrees she probably is still in love with me, but her walls are too high and want to let her feel that love for now. Tons of smiles and good laughs. Good amounts of friendly teasing, flirting. Even talks on doing more stuff together after I move. I can see those walls coming down daily. I am afraid that when I move, there will be setbacks due simply from the space and freedom. It is what she has asked for and needs to experience. I know she loves me, but I lost her trust and respect. It will take time to prove myself. My new changes in myself will get me through that part. Things are better. I do not want to leave, but it is obvious she would become a runaway wife if I stayed. I am trying to help her by working with her. Her fears of losing me are high as I make my changes of improvement. My apartment lease is for a year, but I must give 90-day notice if I move. She knows this. We will still be seeing each other frequently for visits, dates, bonding, and short 5 minutes drop by. She expects to talk and text daily or every other day. She has even stated she knows she might want me home sooner than later. It's an unusual situation, but we have never had a typical marriage. Some good and bad moments over past few days. Finished up long talks about separation with how much seeing each other we expected. This one was weird. Wife asked me what I wanted. I told her it was not a fair question, for I wanted to see her as much as possible. She smiled and asked how much. 1 date a week for bonding, with 1 to 2 multi-hour visits for reconnecting, also per week. She said that sounded great with a big smile. She then added I could come by on splits and visit at times if I called ahead, and she was doing nothing. If you have followed thread for last 8 weeks, you know she was saying maybe 2 visits a week, no dates for 3 to 6 months at the beginning. We took the love language test. Her big LL is acts of service, which I do more out of love anyway. She finally admitted that she loved all the things I did for her and she was going to miss them. After more talking, beginning, not sure on me having keys to house, car, and such, mowing grass, doing even little things. Now, I will have keys and can pretty much do as I want on helping because she has realized that was one of the things she loves about me. Doubts are still there for her, but now fear is setting in at times because she feels things and likes me more now than 6 weeks ago. She loves the changes in me as well. She is afraid of hurting me later down the road if she decided she can't love me. She did hurt me the other day, accidentally, and she cried because she does not want to hurt me anymore. I told her we will always be friends, but I want more than that from her. She said she understood. 2 days and all moved in with wife and son's help. Some small emotional times for both of us, but overall, it was a good 2 days for both of us. Had a good evening at the park with W last night. Some great communication, intimacy, and bonding last night. We are relearning what each desires in the bedroom, and life, which is pretty wild after 25 years. She is finally opening up more about what she wants in our separation and agrees she does want me to remain her husband and lover. She does not want any other man. She was afraid I would be close-minded about her desires and fantasies. She is glad she did not walk away and gave us a second chance. She has almost told me how she feels about me, but she is afraid of telling me those words because sometimes she begins thinking about the past and gets scared. She said she will state the words when she becomes confident that she wants regress herself in her thinking. She loves the changes I have made these past 2 months. She knows how hard I have been pushing myself to change for myself, her and the kids. She has finally come to terms with God and is now asking Him to help her with her problems. Major breakthrough. She is still uncertain on how long of time frame she is needing to feel at peace. I do understand, but it sucks. She originally was thinking up to 2 years. 1 year for me to prove myself and another for her to fix her problems and fully accept me back. She now still thinks this mainly due to fear, but admits she can see possibly 1 year since we are already 2 months into separation and she is now working on herself. She is believing the changes, but then gets scared and regresses into her old thoughts. Bottom line, great to hear she wants me to remain her husband and she is happy in the bedroom even with my ed issues. A little while longer I can get that fixed too. Very happy she is glad she gave us another chance. Very excited that she is now seeking out help from God. This alone is a huge factor in our family. It does suck to know it may take a year or longer to finally go home. We are still functioning as a husband and wife team, but with the separate housing location being the difference. All major financial decisions and plans are still be discussed together, even trips together next year. So many major changes have happened these last 2 months while I was home. Thank God we were forced to let me stay home so we could communicate and rediscover each other. I can only imagine how great I will look, better man I will be, and how proud of myself I will be when this is all over. Spent last night at home last night. W went to see BFF around 6 and expected to be home around 9. BFF and hubby asked her to watch kids while they ran to his garage to get some stuff at 8:30. They finally came back 2 hours later. Wife was upset and told her BFF she was not happy because I was at home waiting for her and had fixed supper. It was our time too. In the past I would have been pissed and ranted and yelled. This was major problem between us before separation. This time I was calm and reassured her I was not mad at her. I understood situation. She came in, explained, and we ate. She was very relieved I was cool about it. Made for a good night. I think I passed a good test on how I have changed. This morning another stressful problem came up as youngest needed $200 loan for his trip tonight. We are strapped due to our move. I told her we could do it and to trust me. I told youngest I was mad about his needs because it was not a necessity. And he knew what was going on. I was calm, cool, and collective. 2 CD test passed. Over the weeks, W has begun playing more and more with my new wedding band. The best moment of the whole 2 months separation happened as I was leaving for work, knowing I would not see my wife for 2 to 3 days. She walked me to my car. She said she would miss me. This was not goodbye. Then she took her wedding hand into my wedding hand and gripped tight, telling me to notice our hands. She said, "We are unified as husband and wife." I wanted to stay that way forever. She kissed our hands and said she just needed time to work on herself and let God's will work on her too. Today was a good day for us. I saw her for a few hours while on split and just before she went to work. 2 days ago, I texted, "I love you and I am glad you can accept it now. One of my fears on D-Day was that you never would accept my love again." She replied back, "I accept your love, I'm grateful for your love, doubt myself worthy of your love at this moment, my emphasis, for the fact I cannot return love to you in same fashion." Today she kept acting like she wanted to say something but would stop and smile. I asked a few times what it was she wanted to say. She just smiled and shook her head. Hopefully tomorrow. I will see her twice tomorrow, on split and tomorrow night. I hope I can stay the night and she will tell me what it was she wants to say. I saw her briefly before she left for work. She initiated the intimacy and it was nice. At the beginning she was going to walk. Now she is fighting harder than she ever thought she would. She loves the new me and wants to be my wife. It made no sense to neglect a wife who already felt neglected for years. I have utilized a good portion of advice as well. Tell me how in 9 weeks a wife who was ready to exit completely and not fight for a 25-year relationship could turn around and now find herself caring more for me and our marriage, more than she has in the past 5 years. She is fighting hard to find her emotions. It is killing her to see that all other aspects of progression are moving forward so fast, but her emotions are moving slower. She is working on herself and fixing her problems so our marriage can be happier. The year ended after the separation began. W at first denied it but broke off all visits after the July 4th party and our fight afterwards. She saw it one way, I saw it different. Anyway, she chats a little but BFF found a different Ia to leech off of and it helped my W break away. W now knows she was too attached. Are they still friends? Yes, but not as close as before. No, she does not come by and leave. She is a nurse for a different hospital so her time is just as strict with her job and family. My neighbors know who comes and goes from my house. The friendship is still there since they are BFF, but she knows that she got too close. She knows it was a factor in our relationship problems. Saw W this morning as planned. She was going to surprise me and drop by. That was good because I was at flower shop. When I told her that after she got her flowers she laughed and said it was a good thing she didn't just drop by then. I asked why. She hesitated for a bit then hugged me saying she would have been jealous. She said she trusts me but she would have been jealous and calling me asking where I was. Did errands and had a good morning. We were cuddling and I told her I had a plan different from hers. I was going to leave at noon then come back tonight if she was on call. I wanted to sleep with her at nap time and spend the afternoon there. I did not ask. She said she would like that and wanted me to stay. Just before 11 in the living room, she made a joke and I started to say that is why you love me. I caught myself and she noticed it. She asked me what I was about to say. I told her and she instantly replied, I do love you. This caught me off guard and I told her I knew it was the caring love for me in our marriage years and not her being in love. She agreed but felt she needed to say it. I told her she could always express her feelings and she should express them so she can grow. Good afternoon although she felt sick so I cooked, relaxed and cuddled. They did not call so she had to work. I told her I would not see her tomorrow. I would come by if she desired and I had no plans. She said she appreciated all I was doing to accommodate her needs. She also said she would let me know any days she was called off and we would see each other on those nights if I could. She is really not looking for multiple days away from me. Just some space and time to process all that is happening to her, me, and the marriage. As we said goodbye at the car, I told her I love you and she replied, I love you too. My stupid ass says, I know and I knew it was the different love. She looked me in the yes and said, I do love you. I was shocked and remained shocked for a good 30 minutes. During the day she said things like I am glad you came over. I really enjoyed being with you today. She thanked me several times for cooking the meal for us. I kept saying no problem. Then it hit me that she was speaking in love language. I apologized for not picking up on it and then she smiled. Thank you for listening and receiving it. Talked to W this morning before she went to bed. I told her I missed holding her in bed and I would love to stay tomorrow night after our date night if she was thinking of one night I could stay. I said I have no clue if you have different ideas on this matter with dinner tonight and date tomorrow. Just let me know what you want so I can have work clothes ready. If you decide you want me to stay both I will. Just tell me. She said I have no problem with you staying nights. It would be nice. I want you to stay the nights. Good to hear she has no problem with me staying the nights. Another progress checkpoint. Before she was yo-yoing between allowing or not. A great weekend with my wife. We had some good talks and she had a big discussion at her BFF home on Saturday. I heard the most important words so far in the separation from W last night. Let's go back for a bit though. I am having problems remembering all the stuff. Set. After work, I went home and W was at BFF visiting. She texted for me to go home and relax, don't worry about yard, she would be home in an hour. I wanted to do the yard so I would not have to on Sunday. I decided I would wait until Monday and took her hint to relax. She came in at 5 and she was happy to see me. I received a big smile and a series of passionate kisses and hugs. It has been a long time since I had that type of greeting. As we were getting dressed for our evening out, we laid on our bed and talked until 8:15. She made it clear she was happy and did not want to lose me. She told me about how she knew she could lose me, but she just needed time to deal with her problems. I asked if anything new had come up. She said no, but she has worked out some problems. She has high hopes on me coming home within the year lease. She took me to our favorite restaurant and then we went home. As we cuddled on couch listening to music, she told me that this was the first time she had been eager to get home to me. She was very happy and loved me being at home. Positive progress. We went to bed and had bonding. She made the move. Update. Wife told me she was ready to go back to church with me this week. She is also telling me she loves me several times a day. Fantastic news to my ears these past 5 days. We are still doing great. Wife still dealing with her issues. She is afraid I will leave her if it takes too long. Funny how things turn around on a dime. I am doing fine. Still weigh between 230 to 235. Doc does not want me to diet until we figure out what is making blood work show possible cancer. Next is removal of 2 moles. After that will be prostate. We are holding off on colon stuff. We all agree it is probably where the issue is at. But we do not want to see it and then stop looking elsewhere. I am still working on myself and have not had an anger outburst since we got back together. She has had 2, but she knows she needs to correct this area in herself. Few months later, an update. We have been going strong since last post here. My issues are better now that I am on proper med. Health is good. Weight bounces between 235 and 245. I learned to eat again, and so I am letting body recuperate from abuse I did to it for 6 months. Today my wife says she basically has a void inside her that she does not know what it is. Not asking for separation, but more or less a cry for help, in understanding. She says this truly is all her and not me this time. I am a better man, friend, lover, and husband. I have made all the changes that she desired and she is happy with that. This void has her lost. Anyway, any help on how to help her or us would be great. She has promised me that this is nowhere near a separation deal and we will get counseling if it gets worse. I want to trust her, and she knows it is hard for me to do that after what I went through. I am scared. I also reminded her that I meant what I said before. I will not chase after her again. It damn near ended me last time. I really do think it is possible menopause signs and she had that cauterization to help her painful periods. Could this be part of problem? One scared dude right now. She is having problems. I am here for her as always. My fears are mainly just being blindsided and lied to. I am also afraid she will make a mistake, as I stated months ago. I know she loves me and she just is confused. I know I can't keep her with me if she decides not to stay as my wife. We are still married and such. She is having some issues. We will be going to counselor of some sort, I am sure, but she can say she loves me. We are communicating, and we are still sleeping together. This is a cry for help basically. She has even told her friends that she does not want to leave like last time. There is something that is missing in her description, that is not letting her be happy. Yes, it can go south again and end up being over, but until she quits officially, the game is still on and when able. Even tonight she told me it scares her to know I won't be there like before if it goes that way. I told her she needed to think of that every time the mere thought of leaving goes through her head. She is afraid and is wanting help. I just wish I knew how to help her. Another week has gone by. No arguments and some slight talks that hint of some improvement. Going to be a long walk down this road, that is for sure. She was able to discuss looking at new refrigerators and some possible aspects of new homes for us. At least discussions are capable of long-term plans in the future together. She did say in a discussion yesterday that at times the void feelings can become overbearing for her. She still has no desires to leave though. Keeping communication going can be hard since I am letting her start it when it comes to this issue. I will start it if there is no communication for a week or more, my plan. My comment. My question: is your wife doing anything to improve herself? Sometimes people feel voids because of something inside themselves that needs to be dealt with, and they look for outside sources and people to fix it when it's really an inside job. However, if you continue to work on yourself, whatever happens, your life will improve.